Hey guys, if your person is a Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising sign, or if you've just been attracted to this reading, trust your intuition that there is a message here for you. Just put on your discernment. Now, as you can see, guys, I'm in a different place, and I'm going to be explaining this in every horoscope reading, and hopefully, everybody will get the message by then. Because of the escalating tensions between the US and Venezuela, I decided to come back home, right? I'm usually in Trinidad, but I've moved back home to Tobago because I didn't want something to happen and I be cut off from my family. Okay, so I'm going to be here indefinitely. I will go back to Trinidad when I have conferences. I still have my apartment there. In the new year, depending on what happens, I'll see if I give it up or whatever. But basically, this is going to be the setup for now, okay? I'll try to optimize the lighting and stuff as much as I can. But, I can't do much shifting around of the space, all right? I'm in somebody else's space right now. All right. Anyways, so let us look at your person's energy generally, and we have a mysterious mother. And so they too are putting on their discernment caps. And I think for some of them, they might have been going through a dark night of the soul, and this is finally the light penetrating the darkness and them getting the illumination that is necessary. And I just heard to change their life at this time. All right, so let's see what that is all about. Okay, so we have you can't find goodness because you've lost your heart. So what your persons realized at this time, and we're seeing all that darkness in the energy field, in the headspace, in the chakras, is that they've been disconnected from their heart energy. They've been disconnected from everything their heart is telling them, everything they've been feeling. They've basically been ignoring their heart this whole time, and they kept wondering why they weren't getting anywhere in life, why everything seems so empty, why they're so depressed. Is because when you move out of alignment with your heart space, that is exactly what is going to happen. Okay, even the headspace becomes in balance, right? Because the head and the heart need to work together in order for you to create a balanced individual. But they disconnected from the heart completely, made some kind of purely logical choice, a purely mental choice, and now they're wondering why don't they feel as fulfilled as they thought they would have. This is also the energy of grief. We see the tears here, and the weeping, okay? So because it disconnected from their heart space, went against what their heart said, basically sold out their heart, right? For what seemed like, purely a practical decision, it feels like they're grieving what they have left behind. Okay, whatever their heart represented, whether it was a job that they loved, whether it was a person that they loved, whether it was an apartment that they loved, right? They moved away from it because there was something else that seemed more practical. Okay? And we're going to pull cards on that to clarify, but that's what I'm getting. So they disconnected from what their heart was telling them, made this purely practical choice, this logical choice, and now they're unhappy because to move out of alignment with your heart space is to move out of alignment with abundance. Let's see their energy towards you. All right, we have Strength card in reverse. So this person, they've been totally broken down. They feel beaten by life. They feel defeated at this time. Again, because they moved out of alignment with their heart. All right, what do we have here? We have intention. Okay, so it's a card number 22. And card number 22 is about mastering or intimate relationships, strengthening or intimate relationships. So that is their intention towards you right now. They have gotten a higher perspective, and there is this new beginning that they want to crack open, but it's a new beginning that they want to crack open with you, okay? And they've gotten so much wisdom right now, especially as they've kind of, it feels like they might have been separated from you, okay? And this made them see the world, it made them see your relationship differently. Now I see this owl and has, okay, I think maybe people call it dandelions, maybe it's a dandelion, but in my culture we used to call them, and like most airborne seeds and things from trees, we used to call them fairies, right? And you blow them and you make a wish. So it feels like there's a wish that they have in their heart that they want to bring to life where it comes to you, and it feels like this is some sort of new beginning or relationship. For some of you, this is also the energy of creativity. So maybe there is a project that they want to create with you, and for others, this could be literal new life, right? So children that they may want to have with you as well. Okay, so let's pull some cards on this and do a bit of clarification. All right, we have Eight of Cups in reverse. So it felt like they thought they were walking away from this relationship, but their heart is still there with you. Right? They can't find goodness because they've lost their heart. Yeah, they were juggling you and another situation, they had a decision to make, and it looks like they made that other decision, okay, and it turned their world upside down. They may have made a decision to put an end to this relationship, go in a different direction, and that different direction was not aligned with what they were feeling in their heart space. But now they know better, now they're wiser, and their intention is to stop the breadcrumbing. And to be fair to you, okay, they're ready to take a leap of faith in your direction, okay? But they're this is the energy of grief again. Five of Cups in reverse, where we're kind of wallowing in that grief energy. But I think they're so sad, they're so disappointed in themselves, they're so deep in regret, and that's the only thing that they can think of at this time. So they intend to move towards you, but they're not making any movement just yet. They're just doing a lot of overthinking. All right, let's see, what do they want to talk to you about today? This is the Oracle of the Radiant Sun. And we have restlessness. So it is the energy of taking a leap of faith, not being satisfied with where you're at. What do they want to talk to you about? We have extremism. Okay, so what do I get here? This talks about a 180 turn in their life. Now it feels like, now this is a card number 8, and card number 8 is about our relationship with power and authority. And it feels like maybe when you were with this person, they may have been abusive. Okay, this is what we're seeing here. They may have been abusive. And what that tells me is that your person may have some daddy issues going on. Because when we have daddy issues, we can exist on two ends of a continuum, where we are, because when you have daddy issues, you have issues with power and authority. So you either exist on one end of the continuum where you're giving your power away, you're not standing up for yourself, or another end of the continuum where you're trying to dominate others and trying to control others, you're existing in force. So it feels like your person was on one of those ends of the continuum there, and it feels like there's a bird here coming in, so they might want to deliver a message. They want to tell you about why they did the things that they did. But this is also about them changing their life around. So if they were kind of unbalanced before, it feels like they've gotten some sort of levity at this time, and they want you to know that they have changed. Okay? To that I say, anybody can talk anything they want. You have to look at the person's actions and see if they're lining up. So they could, if they can talk a good game, but you have to see them in action. So let's see. What I want to tell you about this extremism. I want to tell you, we have a King of Cups. Well, one, that they love you, but that can also talk to that father, that daddy issue, because this King of Cups is like the coldest King of Cups I've ever seen. He's carved out of ice. He's carved out of ice. So this is a side of their father that they saw. This cold figure. Maybe they were warm on the other side, or they could have been warm to other people in public, but this is a side of your person's father that they saw. So we have King of Cups. We have Five of Pentacles in reverse that talks about abandonment. We have the Emperor again. So more that it's all about masculine energy, right? More daddy issues, and the wrong side of father too. And then we have the Moon in reverse. So all this resurfacing. So what I want to talk to you about it is just as I said, right? There are two messages here, and I'm going to give it to you. The first message is exactly what I was telling you before. Your person got daddy issues, right? And they all have always felt abandoned, whether physically or emotionally, by the father, right? That loving energy that father is still supposed to give you, okay? That gentle, that loving teacher, a firm teacher, but loving teacher, they never saw that, right? And they've always felt abandoned by the father, and that's why they had issues with power and authority, and issues with strength, right? And all this, it feels like all this came to the surface with the Moon's energy and whatever shadow work that they have been doing. The other message that is here for you is that they love you, right? They love you, and they're very sorry that they abandoned you or abandoned this relationship. They were just not embodied at that time, and they didn't think that they could show up as an emperor for you, as a divine counterpart. I mean, this has been slow going, right? We see the turtle here, right? This has been slow going for them to actually show up like this, but it feels like the scales are falling from their eyes. They see everything clearly now, and they are identifying themselves as your person, as your divine counterpart, as the person that loves you. So we're going to ask the higher self, your person's higher self, what they think about everything that your person has said. Is this all talk, or is this the truth? What does their higher self want to tell you about this? What does the higher self want to tell you? All right, we have, I don't read reversals in this deck, so we have initiation. So they want you to know that your person has turned a corner, right? They've graduated or aged out or matured out of some sort of behavior, and it feels like, just as I said, this behavior might have been the power struggle, right? Again, we have this other image of abuse and attack, right? So those of you that are watching, if your person was abusive, you take this very fucking slow. You know what I mean? Make sure that their words match up to their actions. Don't fall for any kind of sweet talk, sweet lies, or whatever the ass it is right now. Make sure that their actions match up. Take your time. Take your time, right? I do believe that people can change. I surely do, because we are not the same person that we were yesterday. Certainly not the same person that we were an hour ago, right? But there's some people, change can be very fucking slow, and there's some people, they don't change at all. They will die exactly how they entered this earth, right? With no work done at all. So take your time. Take your time. All right. What does their higher self want you to know? We have rebel, right? So it feels like they may be rebelling against what they were taught or their programming. So this could signal an about turn, but this can also be their higher self explaining again why they do the things that they do, and everything that they do is to rebel against, I don't know, feeling controlled. I don't know. I don't know why I don't know why they came up. Um, yeah, I don't know. I feel like, a kind of power to the people, fight the man kind of vibe, but it's like a rebel without a claw. Sometimes they don't even know why they are fighting with people, why they're fighting against love. They don't even know why. They're just rebelling because somehow they view love as control. Let's get deeper into this energy. Let's get deeper into this energy because it's slightly different than what your person is saying. Your person is saying they were acting the way they were abusive because they got daddy issues. That's what they were modeled by their father. Their higher self is telling you that your person they were abusive because they were afraid of being controlled, afraid of being subsumed, afraid of being I heard the word simp. I don't know what the hell that is. So we have some red pill shit coming through too. All right, let's see what's going on. All right, so we have 10 of Wands. So we're talking about a person's baggage right away. All right, let's see what's going on. We have 9 of Cups. And I can talk about working on our self-esteem, but I can also talk about being selfish, not self-centered, or no, not self-focused, but selfish. Let's see what else is going on here. We have the Fool. And we have the 3 of Wands in reverse, which talks about being impatient or frustrated. When your person was young, they were abandoned not just by the father energy, but they were also abandoned. It feels like emotionally abandoned by the mother. Could be that the mother was working several jobs to make ends meet. They could have been like a latchkey kid, something like that, right? So they learned very early how to be self-sufficient, how to take care of themselves, and maybe grew up a little too fast, okay? So all your person knows how to do is how to be alone, right? So now you take this energy of how to be alone, how to be self-sufficient, how to be self-sustaining, right? How to defend oneself because there was nobody there to defend them. You have all this baggage, and then you bring this person that's been programmed to be alone into a relationship. There's a natural rebellion against that because they feel like the little negotiations that you do when you're in a connection, when you're in a relationship, they interpret those negotiations as compromising themselves and giving up their autonomy or control. So whatever this abuse was, and I'm not making excuses for them, I'm telling you the reasons. Whatever this abuse was them asserting their autonomy, but in a way that may have been hurtful to you, and in a way that might have been self-sabotaging to them. This is what their higher self is letting you know. So again, it all goes back to their baggage, right? So we're getting reasons why your person is or your person was the way that they were. So with that information, right, and with you observing who they are now, you're going to make a decision as to whether you want to be anywhere near this person. And good questions to ask is, has this person accessed professional help? Are they dealing with this with a therapist? Are you seeing self-help books? Are you seeing tangible changes in this person? Unless you're seeing that, leave this person alone. What am I gonna tell you? Leave this person alone. Right? Are you seeing changes in the way that they interact with their family members? Right? Are you seeing changes in the way that they interact with their friends, their siblings? Right? So those are good questions to ask, and I think it all boils down to observance over time. Okay. All right. So based on what we're seeing here, what can we expect will be this person's next actions towards you within a month of you watching this reading? We have Two of Pentacles, a little instability, going back and forth in the mind. We have the Two of Cups. Yeah, I think they love you, but they got issues. We have Seven of Wands in reverse, wanting to be more vulnerable, wanting to let down their guard. But you have the Six of Pentacles, but all habits die hard. Listen, give this person time. Give this person some time, right? They are still unstable in their energy. Yes, they love you, right? They want to open up. This is what they want to do, right? But Spirit is telling you that there's still some instability in their psyche that they need to work with. They need to work on, okay? Let's get some last bit of advice from Spirit and see what Spirit wants you to know, wants you to do right now. So Spirit, in this situation, what does Spirit want you to know? What do you need viewer to know right now? You need viewer to know solitude. Okay. So there's nothing wrong with solitude. It's only when solitude is used as a defense mechanism, okay? When that isolation is used as a defense mechanism, that's when it could be problematic. But there's nothing wrong with sitting with oneself and doing the work. What does Spirit want you to know? Your higher self is coming through. And Spirit wants to tell you about self-control. Okay? So your person might be working on their self-control right now, right? But Spirit is saying that, weirdly enough, the message I'm getting is that you don't need anybody to control you, right? You have self-control. So you don't need to attract anybody into your life that's going to impose any kind of control or any kind of restrictions on you. But I'm going to read what this says, a card number 50. And again, a message about your childhood too. Maybe you had control freak for parents. So that is the energy that you know, and maybe that's the partner that you're attracting. Okay? Okay, it says, your higher self is advising you to keep your emotions in check through these times of change and transition. Be on guard as well against being manipulated emotionally by fear and drama, by the fear and drama of those around you. A word to the wise sufficient, okay? Changes in the air and the uncertainty at hand is stirring up a lot of anxiety and insecurity. Recognize the potential stress and choose to brave the volatile storm by remaining cool, calm, and collected. Especially if you're dealing with somebody who is abusive, right? Gray rock their ass. Anyway, whatever you do, don't allow yourself to succumb to the seductive and addictive appeal of high drama, which is what this person likes, as a way of expending the excess adrenaline coursing through your veins. Go for a run or walk out in the gym. Use your anxiety physically rather than emotionally, and protect yourself against the fear-provoking actions of others. Yes, it's difficult to face the unknown, but your higher self calmly assures you that no matter what challenges you encounter, you can handle everything beautifully if you remain detached, relaxed, and grounded. Your higher self's message today is stay cool. All right, so Spirit is saying, I think two things, right? Don't get yourself riled up by this person. Now, one of the ways that this person likes to engage is by being provocative, right? You break them out of that habit, or you help them break out of that habit by not responding at all, right? Not responding at all. If they want to talk to you, they can have an adult conversation with you. But any kind of manipulation, you don't respond to that at all. That's one. And Spirit is also saying that don't let the energy of being afraid to be alone propel you to jump into a relationship or a connection or reattachment with this person. You need to be balanced to deal with this person here. Okay? It feels like they are trying, but it feels like there's a lot of gunk that they need to dig up in order to be a proper partner to you. Okay? Allow them to do that. All right, my love. So that was your reading. I hope that was helpful. Take care of yourself. Could you subscribe to the channel? Put a comment down below. I love you guys. Bye.